Today, we will discuss the new normal in DepEd. The new normal in DepEd is really flexible learning. This is the first of our series on finding out how to create your own module. So this is our first guide to module creation. And today, we will learn the theories and the research about module creation and what is its basis. But before we go to that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and hit the ring so that you'll be able to be updated on the latest updates and latest uploads in this channel. A set date for the opening of classes is very fast approaching. Certainly, the new school year would be different from what we usually experience in the past. Have you ever wondered what will be the new normal in DepEd and for other schools in the most part? So today, ladies and friends, let's discuss together in this video. It is now official. There will be no face-to-face classes until it's safe. So this has been the official order of the Department of Education through DepEd Order 12 series of 2020. But what will our classes look like under this new normal? The new normal calls for a new approach in education that allows learners to be given the freedom in how, what, when, and where to learn. And ladies and friends, this is called flexible learning. I'm sure by now you have heard the terms mobile learning, blended learning, distance learning, e-learning, online learning, and all others. All this belong to a general term called flexible learning. If you get the research and the theories behind it, we will see two important points in its definition. First, it empowers students to make choices in terms of delivery. Second, it balances or distributes power between the school and the learners to find ways to which choices for modalities can be achieved in both sides. Most of us, especially the parents, think that flexible learning is online learning, but this is not true at all. Although internet could also be one of the options to enhance flexible learning, but it is not necessarily needed in its implementation. In other words, online learning could be part of flexible learning, but online learning is not flexible learning. So what are the elements of flexible learning? So we will try to refer to Hall 2014. According to Hall 2014, the elements of flexible learning involves pace. So pace is how fast and when will each learning outcomes be given. Second are the physical locations. Where is the instruction delivered? And third is what kind of technology is utilized. In our case, if there's no internet, we can utilize television, radio, and for the most part, if you have, you can use the internet. According to Hall 2014, there are only two general modalities for flexible learning. First is blended learning. So in this modality, we mix two or more learning environments or pedagogical approaches. So from the word blended, when you blend two or more modalities, like face-to-face for some part, or distance learning for some part, well, you call that blended learning. The second is distance learning. So under this physical separation will exist among teachers and learners. Other means of communications are utilized such as through phone, text, radio, television, even through Facebook groups. This is very important because this will be the new normal now. When we have distance learning, we should be aware that the teachers and the learners should consistently communicate with each other. So open distance learning has three components. We have the philosophical side of open learning, we have the pedagogies, and we have the technologies. So philosophy is important because it helps us derive the purpose of open distance learning. Pedagogies are important. It doesn't mean that you are far away from each other. It doesn't mean you don't apply pedagogies. Now more than ever, pedagogy has become more important because you have replaced the actual face-to-face interaction with something that the students might use, like use of materials or with the use of technology. And very important is the technology. Technology right now, in this case, will be used to maximize learning even without the usual face-to-face methodology. Alright, so to sum up everything, let us now define the difference between classroom-based, distance learning-based, and blended learning-based. So in classroom-based, the basic resource is the teacher. He or she may use other resources such as textbooks or audiovisual aids, but the teacher remains the central component of the system. Let's try to see how it differs with distance learning. In distance learning, the physical presence of the teacher is replaced by a combination of learning materials. So almost all the teacher's tasks is carried out by the distance learning materials. So in short, you should ensure when you create your module that all the needs of the learners more or less will somehow be addressed. For example, if there are questions about this, then they have materials that they can read. If they want to answer an assessment, then all the answers for that assessment could be found in the material. So in short, all the possibilities should be weighed down, and as much as possible, we ensure that our learners learn even without the physical presence of the teacher in whatever location it is. So in blended learning, there is a scheduled time. It has a balance between face-to-face and a scheduled time for distance learning. This means that all activities are well planned to maximize face-to-face or distance mode. So blended learning is more like a hybrid. So all these things, especially distance learning and flexible learning, are called flexible learning. I think you have already an idea of how you need to construct your modules based on these ideas. We take into consideration the situation, the physical distance between the learners and the teachers, and we ensure that we craft a tool that will maximize learning even without the physical presence of the teacher. If this video helped you, please don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be updated on the latest videos in our channel, Learning with Sir Lebs.